So, Pantera is my all-time favorite band, and I'm one of those people who is really excited about the fact that Phil Anselmo and Rex Brown decided to do this new tour with Zakk Wylde and Charlie Benante, and they'll play all those awesome Pantera songs again. And I know there was some controversy about this decision, but I've never seen them, so I'm really excited about it anyway. So, and I don't really see a downside to this, because the way, at least the way it's being done, it seems to me more like a respectful sort of celebration rather than a spiteful kind of cash grab and pissing on graves or something, which some people have been portraying it as. But anyway, going into this topic, I think choosing Zakk Wylde to play Dimebag's parts in this lineup, in the end, it was the right move, because I think there are guitarists like Wes Hodge and someone like Ola Englund or something who can replicate Dimebag's parts more accurately and like with more similar feel as Dimebag, more so than Zakk Wylde. But Zakk Wylde was a close friend of Dimebag's, and so he was close to the band. He had like a personal connection there, and he also has this massive rock star status that those sort of other guitarists who maybe could have stepped in with maybe a slightly more accurate style, they don't have that rock star status, So he's someone who can fill those shoes much more like believably than someone who's less well known, I guess, in the end. And that's not a disrespect to all the other great guitarists who maybe, I don't know if anyone was actually in the running. I think Zakk was the first guy they asked, but anyway, this is no disrespect to those guys at all, because even though maybe someone else could do a better job on paper, but this is, in the end, this is rock and roll, and a lot of it has to do with this larger than life mysticism. So, that's how I see it anyway. So that's why I think Zakk was, in the end, like the best guy for the job. And Charlie Benante, on the other hand, like, he's been doing a fantastic job overall from the clips I've seen, and he obviously has the chops to pull off these songs very, very professionally and with great feel, and he also has a personal connection with the band. So going back to the 80s, if I recall, they'd known, Anthrax guys had known Pantera since before they had a record deal and all that. So, and Dimebag had played guest parts on some Anthrax songs too. So, and also like Charlie Benante, he's got the chops, but he also has that rock star status. At least I think so. Anthrax may not be as big as like Ozzy Osbourne maybe, but he does have that, more so than some studio musicians maybe, or anyone, who knows, I don't know. He was probably also the first guy who was asked. I'd think so, and he's been doing a fantastic job anyway. I don't know who could have done any better, to be honest, except for maybe like Gene Hoglan. He could have pulled off the Vinnie Paul look better than Charlie Benante, but I don't think that's the most important thing here. These guys know the band, Benante and Wylde, they both know Pantera, and yeah. But going back to the video's title, there are some things I think Zakk Wylde could and probably should do better from the live videos that I've seen so far, and I think it's fine that he's putting his personal flavor and his style in the solos, especially. I think nobody can really replicate Dimebag's feel and style perfectly anyway, and it wouldn't be. I think it would be maybe even bad if somebody was like out there playing like John Petrucci, like perfectly nailing every note, but with not so much charisma and like being kind of robotic. I think that would be much worse than what Zakk's doing right now. Although maybe on some songs you can tell he hasn't been practicing them that much. Maybe he could do slightly better there and like learn a few more phrases that Dimebag used. But anyway, I don't mind that much in the end. The thing I think he should be improving is his rhythm playing. And, you know, obviously he does not have the tightness and attack and speed that Dimebag's right hand had. So some of the riffs here are sounding a bit flubby, less tight than how Dimebag played them. And, well, I guess Dimebag was one of the greatest rhythm players. He was one of the greatest solo players, but also one of the greatest rhythm players. And like super tight, live, everything, like playing flawlessly. That's from everything I've seen. Dimebag, just I don't know. I'm a big fanboy and I love Dimebag. So anyway, so I think that too is kind of forgivable anyway, because maybe you can't do it quite as perfectly. I think he probably could improve and play a bit tighter. He's kind of sometimes it seems he's kind of just rocking out there and not really like putting in the like tight effort in there. So maybe he could be a bit tighter, I believe, either way. But what really bothers me when I've seen some clips is that he straight up plays some riffs wrong, and not just with a different feel or with more pinch harmonics or Zakk Wylde style pinch harmonics, or this, I don't know, he puts in some frills there, like pentatonic bullshit in the middle of like Yesterday Don't Mean Shit or something. But I think that I don't like that personally, but that's not so bad. What's bad is that there's a few riffs he plays straight up wrong that he could play right, and I'm gonna demonstrate here. So I'll play some clips and then I'll play how I think they should be played. I don't know, if I'm lucky he'll see this video even. Unlikely though. Well, anyway, let's see. So, there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my assessment. Overall, I think the band is sounding great from everything I've heard so far, and I was especially impressed with how well Phil has been able to rehabilitate his voice from how bad it's been doing in the last decade or a bit over maybe. But he's sounding really good in some of those videos, like really brutal in a different way than in the 90s, but like powerful and like I don't know, it just sounds good. It sounds right to me. Different but good anyway. And I think the pandemic caused stopping touring probably helped his voice, and another thing I think may have helped was that he did this side project called N minor, which I think was all clean singing. So I'm assuming he kind of practiced for that, and that may have helped in restoring some of his chops in that regard. But anyway, I'm really excited to see them in about a week, and yeah, that's about all. Thank you.